Hello students, welcome to SOURAV Sir classes. My name is Professor Himadri Datta. In today's lecture, we'll talk about aggregates, short-run aggregate supply curve and aggregate demand curve and how they interact with each other. And then we'll proceed further to Phillips curve. So first we'll start with short-run average supply curve, long-run average supply curve and aggregate demand curve. Now, first we'll start explaining this with the help of a diagram. Now, as you know, in long run, it is believed the economy reaches its full employment level of output, which is Y bar, that is the natural rate of output. So, it is said to be the long run average supply curve. In short run, the average supply curve is upward sloping. To have a better understanding of this model, you can watch our previous video on short run average supply curve. And the aggregate demand curve is like this. Aggregate demand curve is negatively slope because as price increases, the supply for commodities also increases. As price decreases, the supply of commodity decreases. So we get it here. So at this level, the price is P star and it is Y bar. Now, suppose the government introduces a stabilization policy, that is, government decides to change or to shift or to facilitate the aggregate demand curve. So, let's say due to imposition of G, suppose G increases, so aggregate demand curve shifts rightward. Let's say aggregate demand curve from AD1, it comes to AD2. Now, at this level, as you can see, the income has increased from Y bar, which is the natural rate of output, to Y1. And also the price level has increased from P star to P1. So, due to imposition of G, stabilization policy, or due to increasing G, we can say that aggregate demand curve has increased. So, the price level, which is inflation, has increased. And also the output has increased. So, these are the two following things we get due to this increase in G. Now, in short run, for some time, this is fine. But after some times, when we avoid or we ignore or we literally, what will I say, we reduce the assumption of sticky wage. I'll explain a bit what is sticky wage. In brief, sticky wage is that in short run, when price of a commodity increases, that is when price goes up, when inflation increases and when output increases, due to the imperfect market for labors, the wage rate initially do not increases. That is, the wage rate rather remains constant in very short run. So, which is known as sticky wage. That is, the wage rate is not flexible to the increase of, is not responding to the increase in output. So, due to this assumption of sticky wage model and due to this increase in output level, the profit or the revenue for producers will increase in very short run. But after some time, the laborers will take this inflation, this information about inflation into account, so they will charge higher prices for their effort or for their labor. That is, after some times, the wage rate will increase. Now, wage rate is nothing but the factors which are needed for production purposes. So, when wage rate increases, that means that when the factor cost increases, the cost of the production increases. So, eventually, the cost to producers increases. So, now producers will shift or will decrease the supply of goods as cost has increased after some time. That is, due to this reason, the short-run average supply curve moves back to its natural rate of output, which is SRAS2. So from SRAS1, it now comes to the leftward. It shifts leftward to SRAS2. Now at this level, as you can see, the price level has increased, but the output level is fixed at this level. So inflation has taken place, but the output level is fixed. So here, as you can see, due to increasing G, instead of increasing Y, the inflation has increased, but the Y remains constant, which is same with the long run average supply curve. So in the long run, the average supply curve, due to changing short run average supply curve, ultimately it leads to the natural rate of output level. Now the short run average supply curve equation can be written as y equals to y bar plus alpha PBE. So in this video we talked about the long run average supply curve, the short run average supply curve, the aggregate demand curve, and how change in aggregate demand curve ultimately leads to the natural rate of output level, and it leads to increase in price, that is, it leads to inflation. So we are done with this today. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any doubt, please call on this number, or please WhatsApp me on this number. I'll clear your doubts if you have anything to say. 9836 793076. In the next video, we'll talk about how short run average supply curve differs from long run average supply curve, and then we'll talk about how do we derive Phillips curve from short run average supply curve. Thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day ahead.